Every man dies. Not every man really lives. Do you think William Wallace is rolling over in his grave today? Hi, guys. I'm Jason Oliveira, and this is The Road to 40, in case you didn't know. In case you just stumbled across this. This is my nightly vlog where I talk about whatever I feel like, or whatever's going on in my day. Maybe I play a song. I don't know. You never know what's going to happen here on the road. For example, later on tonight, I will be doing a segment we've entitled here on the Road to 40, What's on the Menu Tonight? And tonight is the berry Oreos. I've been reluctant to get these because they just, I don't know, they just weren't exciting to me. But they're the last flavor that I found out there that I'm like, well, I could try fruit punch, but I don't really want to. So we're going to give berry a shot. I got to get some milk in here later. We'll have a grand old fucking time with these cookies. So, Scotland, first of all, 84% of the people who registered to vote showed up to vote, and 95% of the population registered to vote. So that's saying a lot more than here. I couldn't give you the statistic. Ooh, I couldn't give you the statistic. I couldn't give you. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. I couldn't give you the United States. Getting a little angry, right, Dr. Carl Mitchin? That's right. For the United States, but I know it's a lot lower than that. It's probably like a lot lower. A whole. That's actually statistically perfectly true. It's a whole lot lower. That's the rate at of measurement. Wow, man, my tongue and my mouth aren't getting along tonight, are they? Anywho, it got me to thinking. Now, I know this isn't Wednesday, which I like to do my What If Wednesdays every now and again. I don't do them all the time because I forget them. I just can't think of a good what if. What if certain states in the United States voted to secede from the nation? Whether it be Republican states, red states, or blue states. Doesn't matter what it is. What if, like, New England voted to become its own country? I'm not saying it's going to happen ever, nor do I believe it should happen. However, could you imagine the effect? Like, I started thinking about the Scottish folk and how, you know how it's funny that's not racist, but if I did a Chinese or a black accent, I'd be in trouble, I think. But the Scots were very split down the middle on this decision. It ended up with 45-55 or something like that, the vote, which is surprising to me. I guess there are drawbacks and benefits from, voting for your independence as a country. You lose, well, monetary. I'm sure there's a lot going on. I couldn't even imagine. Like, I think about Florida. I mean, not Florida. California, who's been. It's never going to happen, or at least not this election. I believe it is on the ballot, but I don't think it's going to happen. They're not going to split California into 6 states. That's stupid. It's a movement to get votes for Republicans, basically. However, if the same percentage of people from the United States turned out to vote as did in Scotland, this would be a blue country. Every state would be blue. You'd have a blue House, a blue Senate, and a blue president all the time. That's not a lie. Like, if you get rid of the electoral college and just go with the popular vote, almost 9 out of 10 times you would end up, I don't know about the the odds there. Don't bet on it. But I'm just saying, everything would be blue. Because the Electoral College is basically there to level the playing field slightly. Not by much, either. I mean, actually by a significant amount. Rather. So think about it for a minute. What if, like, Virginia? Now, that's a bad example because Virginia has gone Democratic in the last 3 major elections. The presidential, the midterm, and then the previous presidential. And so that's why I say it's a bad example. If you look at a state like Massachusetts, which is blue, imagine that. Imagine for a moment, let's say New England, just because it's that whole section, it'll make more sense. Let's say the majority of people in New England want to be independent. or let's say it's a split decision, like it's half and half. It all comes down to a vote, really. Like the animosity that creates within those states, because if you're a Republican, you're not going to want to live in New England if that's the new country. You know what I mean? Most likely, because things aren't going to go your way up there, and they're going to continue to go the way they should. So, could you imagine the tension that builds up to that, and then after the decision is made, the just I can't imagine, like I think it would be pretty chaotic. I think it would get pretty nuts. I don't know. What would do you think it would come to war? Do you think that people would within this new country would fight each other to garner control? I mean, at what point do the civilian population, because if you think about it, wars are always fought between armies of people who are trained within their country to go fight another war. We haven't really trained in this country to fight each other. Like, it almost seems like the news would be the tipping point. That's what I think. That's why I think everything is run by the news. Because if they wanted to, tomorrow they could say, riots have broken out in Los Angeles and New York City and Boston, and you could start saying all these things, and you'd get people, even if it wasn't happening, going out into the street. And then other places would be like, all right, it's happening. You know what I mean? I don't think anybody doesn't get their hands dirty in a war between the left and the right, if it ever came to blows. You know what I mean? The majority are Democrats, but most of those people are, well, I'm, as pacifist as you can get, pretty much. So, the gun toters are mostly on the other side of the fence. So, as far as weapons go, but as far as strategy goes, I would think that Democrats are 9 out of 10 times. I'm not going to say that on here. For the most part, they're smarter, much smarter. Look at IQ test, just random. Don't even have to go to, just look them up. Like, do it. No, but what if that happened? I'm trying to put myself in that place, like, because I don't live in New England anymore, but I lived there for roughly 30 years. I know people in New England, especially people like myself, I don't know how to say this. People are willing to fight in Massachusetts. You know what I mean? I don't know if that goes. I don't know if that's a political thing though, or if it's just how you're born and raised in Massachusetts. But people pour their hearts out and wear them on their sleeves in Massachusetts. Like, a person, they're not gonna pussyfoot around things. They're gonna go right in your face and they're gonna tell you exactly how they feel. I've never been in a fight in my life, by the way. I was gonna talk about that tonight and I forgot. This is more fun anyway, I think. But I just can't imagine Scotland just being like, okay, we lost. You know what I mean? When does that ever happen? It's almost scummy in a way. Like the last few elections that Democrats won, or Republicans. I'm not going to pick favorites here. There's always been theories, conspiracy theories about who stole the election and so on and so forth. Now, Al Gore did win, undoubtedly, the popular vote. He should have been president of the United States. But because of the Electoral College, bingo. Nonetheless, I'm not bitter. I'm not sore. I guess a lot of it would depend on who was in office too, because right now I could see a state like Texas being like, this is bullshit. We're leaving the country. We're going to be our own country. I could see, I'm not saying that everybody in Texas is like that, but the taboo, you know what I mean, is that Texas is like, everything's bigger here and we kick ass and shoot guns and shit. I don't know. And love our Jesus Christ. Not that that's a bad thing. But you know what I mean? I wouldn't care. I don't care less. The only thing I feel bad about is the people who wouldn't want to. Now they're screwed because they're a part of a new country. Now they'd have to, I don't know how that would work. Would you have to get a green card? Or maybe you'd be given the option. The state would buy you out and you can get out. Because I could see Republicans doing that. I'm not saying Democrats wouldn't either, but I could see Republicans, if they won the vote and Texas becomes its own country, and they're going to change rules, and basically it's going to be a biblical state, a Christian state. If they would be founded on a Christian country, Christian. I don't know what I'm trying to say. You know the term I'm talking about that's thrown around so often. You know, this is a Christ-fearing country, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. I know, because I'm a citizen. I know. But what would happen? I guess the state, it only seems fair, would buy you out. Whatever your house is worth, maybe they pay a little bit more for inflation if you intended to live there for 10 years or something like that. Maybe you'd be given an option. Be like, listen, this is how things are going to be here. You can't pull your gay marriage anymore here. You know what I mean? Because I think that would be like, well, see you later. You suck. You're the worst country ever. And you'd leave. I don't think that would ever happen. I don't think a state will ever secede from the country. The country. Did I say that right? I think I said it right. I don't know. What do you think about that? Especially if you live in the United States here. What would you think about that? Like, what if the state that you are in seceded successfully from the nation, and it was the opposite political party of what you support? And what if your state was a state that seceded successfully from the nation and favored your political views? Like, what would you offer to people in your state or country that don't agree with the majority? Would you offer to buy them out so they could leave? You could set up maybe a trade program or something. I don't know. It's kind of interesting to think about. I've never really thought about this at all. Huh. I'm going to secede from the nation. How do I do that? Let's look into that. I'm going to be my own country. Remember when Peter Griffin did that on the Family Guy? He did? Yeah, not very successful. I want to show you guys something that I'm kind of proud of. This isn't all of them. There's still some floating around here. But for the most part, like, this is over an inch of drawings, sketches, inks, stuff that I've done for Brad's thing. It's I have to just say, it's astounding. Like, it's staggering, and it's a lot of work, but it's so rewarding. It's like, oh my god, I'm producing art. It's, if I could just do this for a living, I could be so much better. Like, I've learned with every single drawing, every time my pencil hits the paper, I've learned a new lesson from the last drawing I did, and I'm going to apply it to this one. That's how you get better. And through the years, I've seen it happen over and over with me. I draw for about 6 months, and I hit this plateau that's like, I can't get better, I can't get better. I stop drawing for like another 6 months, and I start playing guitar like every night. And then when that doesn't do it for me anymore, I start writing again. Like, I know I've talked about this before, but I always have these outlets. Like, I always have a creative outlet. As long as my hands, my eyes, ears, and my mouth work, I have a creative outlet. Don't need my legs. I'd really like to have them, though. I'm just saying. Yeah. And just, I love the fact that throughout this project, I've already learned, especially perspective. Like, I have fucked up quite a few drawings and looked at them and like, oh, fuck. And had to redraw the whole thing again. But the next one, I've learned from my mistake, and I won't make that mistake again. If I draw a street or a city block or city, or, buildings, I'm gonna have to tape it down and use the traditional technique of using perspective, because when you're dealing with a city scale or building scales, and like, it's especially streets. If you got streets going left, right, up, and down. Not that I do that very often, but it may happen again in this, drawing or in this project. That's something I need to get better at. I need to get better at technical drawing. I hate technical drawing. I hate setting up a T-square and a triangle. I have a drafting desk. I have to get it out of the attic. I might do that anyway and get rid of that middle table if you guys remember it. I'm preferring the set lately, having the backdrop. It's not perfect. I know there's a little flaw here, and you guys know exactly what's behind here. I just feel my videos are better when I have this up. When I look up and I look at myself and I go, see, I'm looking at myself right now. Well, I'm looking at you right now. Hi, how you doing? I have a gentleman's haircut. Does that mean I have to speak proper now and stop wearing flu clothes? I don't know what I'm talking about. Hey, Bling, don't worry about it. You focus on your school. That's way more important than watching The Road to 40. Catch up later on. We'll catch up further down the road. We're here. It's alright, man. It's cool. It's so weird. I have a daughter that's 1 year older than you. It's awesome, though, man. We're connecting. Doesn't matter what level or what, well, maybe I don't know. It's been fun, though. So, yeah. We'll catch up. Maybe around the holidays. Thank you guys for always coming out. I'm going to wrap this up so I can try to do this. Carol's out of the shower, though, and I'd really like to spend some time with my wonderful, lovely wife. So, I may not do these tonight, and I probably... Oh, I'm so sorry. Probably won't be back tomorrow night because Dungeons and Dragons. That's right. We're playing our first 5th edition official game. I'm really excited. I've developed just this backstory that's kind of dark and twisted, and well, it's kind of ripped off too, but not really. I think I told you about it a few episodes ago. I'm such a nerd. I love being a nerd. I wouldn't change that. That's another thing I love. It's just role playing, taking on a character and playing these games. Please, if you're loving these, subscribe. Is it up here somewhere? It's so little. It's just a little baby. Subscribe. And pass them along to anybody who you might know who would like watching me talk like this. I hope this is recording all right. I did a test. I think I had my recording volume down, so this should sound a lot better tonight. I think the last maybe 5-6 episodes may have screwed up, which sucks. But don't forget to make somebody smile tomorrow. I got to work 8 damn hours. Then I got D&D. Then I got something else going on after that. That's right. Even after Dungeons and Dragons tomorrow night. Normally I wrap it around midnight. Oh, not tomorrow night. Gonna be a good night tomorrow. Let me tell you. Make yourself a better person tomorrow than you were today. I'm sorry. This is terrible. This is awful. I hate when people do that to me. I shouldn't do that to you. I apologize. I seek your forgiveness. So the thing that sucks is the nights that I do have D&D, that I work on a Saturday, I usually have a lot to talk about on a Saturday. I have an hour-long lunch on Saturday. Well, we can pick if we want an hour or a half hour. I really appreciate those hours because I get to go get Taco Bell, which I get once every 2 weeks, as you guys know. And I hit the Goodwill. And that's just a fun break for me. I enjoy it. It's relaxing. Gets me out of work for an hour. And I like setting it at 3 o'clock. It's just... I get like 5 hours out of the way, 4 hours out of the way. I get 4 out, I get 1 off, and then I come back for 3, which is my normal shift anyway. But I think I'm going to start looking for something. I go through these phases. I know I say it a lot, but like I was really motivated after the last few videos. Like I was just like, you know what? I want to move to California. I want to do this. I want to record it. I want to make it a big thing. Like I don't know, even like I said, just for my kids to see later on, but I want it to be like, I don't know, a documentary of like moving cross country or something. I don't know. We'll talk about it later on. We're up to 52 subscribers. Can you guys help me get to 100? If I can get to 100, I will start a Kickstarter fund and throw it up on my Facebook, my Instagram, wherever I can post it. I'll create accounts if I have to. I would love to take my family from here to there and record from day one after the Kickstarter ends, being like, okay, we've raised enough money to make this documentary. Let's make this documentary and let's get the hell out of here. I think it'd be fun. Might be something people would go see. I don't know. I'm not an actor or anything, but I play one on TV. That doesn't work there. I think that's the only case that doesn't work. I'm not an actor, but I play one on TV. Isn't that funny? Oh, that's a good quote. I gotta write that down. I might have to make a t-shirt. Would you wear a t-shirt that said, I'm not an actor, but I play one on TV? I've talked about t-shirts in the past, but I just don't think there's a reason to do it yet. I'm not an actor, comma, but I play one on TV. T-shirt. If I made some of the shirts, the goat one would be awesome. Did he eat the seats? MyWhiteTrashLife.com. Gets you here. What was a few of the other ones? There's some other good ones out there. Don't forget to make somebody smile today. That's a good one. And then obviously the logo head. I think that'd be kind of fun. I like the intro. All right. You guys have a great night. I'll see you in 2 nights, or if you maybe I'll record the Oreo and we'll post it tomorrow, so there's something. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you guys for everything you do. And like I said, I'm not in this for anything more than what it is. You know what I mean? And I hope you're enjoying it. And I hope other people come to enjoy it too. But if not, that's okay. I'm cool with that. We've only got another... Whoa, this is 173. So, this is the countdown. We have 9 episodes to the midway point. That's crazy. Alright, get out of here. We'll talk about the midway point when we get there. I'll see you later on. A little further on down the road to 40. I'll see you guys later.